beautiful truth seekers, welcome back to Truth in Life Tarot. In this reading, we are going to be discussing what you need to be prepared for. So for pile 1, we have the Luna Somnia Tarot with this Oshun earring. For pile 2, we have the Everyday Tarot with the Hematite earring. For pile 3, we have the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot and this leaf earring. And for pile 4, we have the Hoodoo Tarot with this protection bracelet with Tiger's Eye, Black Tourmaline, and Hematite. So as usual, the timestamps for the piles as well as the pre-shuffle is going to be down below, and I will see you guys at your pile. Bye! Hello and welcome to the pre-shuffle. So for our first deck, we're going to be using the Sacred Destinies Oracle deck. For pile 1, what do they need to be prepared for? This card also wanted to, I'll just take the one that came out and then shuffle again to see if anything else comes out for pile 1. Okay, so we did get one more. Pile 2. Okay, pile 3. And pile 4. Well, pile 4 got 3. Alright. Next up, we have the Fundamentals of Astrology deck. And of course, all the decks will be listed below. For pile 1. Now, a lot of times with oracle cards, depending on how it's read, it doesn't have to be read in reverse, but these cards, if they come out in reverse, then I am taking them because they actually have a reverse meaning. I don't know if that was reversed or upright. Okay, and next up we have the Archangle Oracle deck. pile 3. And pile 4. This pile 4 needs to be prepared for. Okay, and last but not least, we have the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck, and these cards are gonna tell us how to be prepared for what's coming. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. That was 3 for pile 3, and pile 4. Okay, so that concludes the pre-shuffle, and I will see you guys at your pile. Bye. Hello, pile 1. If you chose the Luna Somnia Tarot and this Oshun earring, then this is your reading. So, what do you need to be prepared for? You got 7 of Cups, King of Swords, the Hermit, Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Judgment, I'm gonna get some more cards, but first I gotta make sure these are all within the shot. This probably needs to be prepared for. Okay, and the back of the deck energy is the Queen of Swords. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands and the King of Cups. I feel like you guys need to be prepared for a shift in perspective. If there was something that you were mulling over or fantasizing about, you need to be prepared for the actual physical change. And you also need to be prepared for not just the change itself, but if there's something that you need to do leading up to that change, you need to prepare for that as well. So with the Hermit as well as the Seven of Cups, it makes me think that you guys have been like there's been something on your mind that it's something that needs to be done. But maybe you're just still it's still in the thinking phase, or like you haven't worked out all the details yet. And with the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, it's almost like you guys it's almost like there's going to be a definitive choice, especially with Judgment here. There's going to be something coming up where you have to pick a side. So if you were indecisive before, or if you were procrastinating making this decision, the time is going to come where you have to make the decision. Like there's no more time for indecisiveness, or laziness, or whatever, however it applies to you, where like nothing has been done before. So with the Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, you guys could be in a situation where doing this action results in a loss for someone, even if that someone is not you. It could be that you were hesitating before because this is going to be a big deal to someone involved in this situation. And although there may be some like negative feelings associated with what needs to be done here, I don't think that that's the end all be all, especially with the King of Cups here. I feel like there is an opportunity to mature and grow from this, or from another person in the situation to mature and grow, or maybe even like have like maybe it sparks them to go in a totally different direction, especially with this Ace of Wands here. So with this Ace of Wands, I can see it one of two ways. Like either this is like you getting the energy and the spark to actually make this move, or if other people are affected, like you affect them in a way where you give them the energy to go in another direction, or to do whatever it is that they need to do. You know what? I'm actually gonna get a clarifier for the Ace of Wands. Where's the Ace of Wands here? I'm definitely feeling like a new wave of energy for someone, but that someone may not be you. Where's the Ace of Wands here? Okay, so we have the Star and the Page of Wands. Okay. So this change that is coming about is going to spark you or someone else. I feel like it's more so leaning to the someone else in this situation, but is going to spark them to kind of follow their dreams in a way, or to just go on a path that is more better suited for them. Especially with like the Page of Wands energy, it's like this new beginner feel. So like this could be totally new for them, or for some of them it's going to be something that they've already wanted to do for a while, and this is like the catalyst for them to actually do it. So wow, that's interesting. So for your oracle cards, I'm going to save this one for last, because this one is going to tell us how you need to be prepared. So let me start out with the one at the bottom. So you have community. So yeah, like I said, your decisions could be affecting other people. I feel like someone is either watching you, or you could be like mentoring someone, or just maybe someone close to you. If someone is close to you in a way where your actions or inactions affect them, it's like a snowball effect, I guess is what it's called, where like it just keeps going and going and going. And I feel like you guys already know, yeah, you guys already know like what this is. So like for some of you it's going to be someone younger than you. For some of you it's just going to be someone who is maybe not younger, but they're like not as experienced as you. So if you're in a job, for example, and like you may be like in your 30s, but and there's someone in their 50s, but they don't have as much experience with computers as you. So it could be something like that, where this person has reason to look up to you and to kind of react from the action that you're taking. Like it makes sense for them to react, or to take this opportunity to react. You also have solitude. That's interesting. Community and solitude. So this person, it could be just one person going off on their own. I feel like for a small number of you, you are more of the solitary type of person. Like you're introverted, or you're just like, you kind of keep to yourself at work. Like you have like that friends till 5 vibe, where it's like, I'm like, we're cool while we're here, but that, like, that's it, you know? So for a small number of you, I feel like that's you. It could actually be both, where even though you have this kind of attitude towards the situation you're in, where you're not as attached, the other person might be, it could just be like one other person that you're helping out. And I think the reason you need to be prepared for this, because I know some of you are thinking like, why do I need to be prepared for something that doesn't seem to have a whole lot to do with me, is because it does have to do with you. It's the kind of thing where when you see your actions have meaning, you react to that. So you may not be reacting to it the same time this person is reacting to it, but down the line it will, like, it will matter to you. The fact that you have this knowledge that your action actually inspired someone else. Like it's going to be important for you to have that proof. You have 7th house, one-on-one. A change for the better is taking place in your relationships, both personal and professional. So yeah, and running out of space, that's okay, I'll put it down here. So yeah, this is definitely, for the majority of you who chose this pile, just one person that you are affecting. So with this card, as well as the King of Cups, it also makes me think that even though some of what's going on might seem like a negative thing, that you guys are still going to be good. Like it's not going to be something that ruins the relationship, or that that has like long-term negative effects. Because I think one of the first things I said is that there's like a change in your mindset. Yeah, especially with like the 7 of Cups and the Hermit. So yeah, where you were stagnant before, you guys are picking up speed now. And by extension, so is this other person. Archangel Feliai, I am so sorry if I'm butchering that. Honor animals, communicate with different species. Okay. So what I like about this deck is that, like, sometimes it has stuff. Well, for one thing, I don't know all of the archangels, so it's always fun to learn about more. But sometimes, like, it'll come up with something and I'm just like, huh. Like with this animals card, like with communicating with the different species, I more so get the sense that you guys, it's almost like a message to be more social in general. So like if you're not the type of person to just like go outside and like kind of see the wonder in like the squirrels and the birds or whatever, this is another thing. This is like a message to be more in that energy. I feel like that will help you, and I feel like that will put you more in the space of being more fluid, because right now, like I was saying before, you could be in more of a stagnant energy, whereas when you have more of a sense of wonderment to you, you're able to move more fluidly, more freely, more childlike. yeah, you're able to, because you have like two kings and a queen, and then you only got the page when I was clarifying the Ace of Wands. So there's a lot of adults, or yeah, adult energy around you. Like maybe you have a lot of responsibility, maybe you're like kind of strict, or you're just not as childlike as maybe you could be. You're not as loose and free and spontaneous as you could be. So I guess this kind of answers this goes into what this card is, because this card is supposed to be answering how you need to be prepared, but this kind of answers it here, where you need to be more open. So for your sacred self-care card, you have Beauty Ritual, card number 5. Okay, so with this, of course I get like beauty ritual, but I also get like to be more aware of how you appear to people. So yeah, it does kind of go into this, because when you're more open, you seem more carefree to people, and you seem more approachable to people. So with this beauty ritual card, it feels like someone who is not only taking care of themselves, like like to do their nails for themselves, but I feel like there's a part of them that's also doing it for like how they are perceived by others. So you may want to like leave your house wearing something comfortable, but then like maybe at the last minute you change your mind and you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna wear something cute. And not that something cute is uncomfortable, but like you make that conscious decision to be more fluid. Making the conscious decision to be more fluid and to get more of the joy out of life, that's how you will be prepared for this. And that makes sense, because like I was feeling like a stuck, or just not really a whole lot of movements at the beginning of the reading. So yeah, it makes sense for you guys to be a little bit more. I almost got the image of like someone dancing, but it wasn't like it almost looked like the wacky inflatable arms thing, where like they're just moving their arms in a wacky way. But the way I was imagining it, like it actually looked really fun, and it looked like an actual dance. So yeah, I don't know if like dancing is a part of like how you guys would open up, but definitely try that out if it's something that works for you. So I'm gonna get into your charms. We're gonna start off with the runes. And this is the letters. And here are the numbers. And so if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. I normally just shuffle around here until I feel like it's time to take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many handfuls I feel like is needed. So here I go. Okay. Alright, so for your rune you have Ansus. No, I'm sorry, this is Othala. And this is a rune about like inheritance, heirlooms, like pretty much just things that are I guess like natural to you or owed to you, I guess you can say. Even though that could be like a weird way to phrase it, but like what's important to you, Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it. For your letters, you have D, I, L, C, and M. And for your numbers, you have 5, another 5. You also got it here, and the number 8. You have the Bishop. For your chess piece, so the Bishop travels diagonally across the board. So like the way that I feel like this may be kind of the way that you are moving, where it's not straight the way you want it to go, because this may be kind of like a slight diversion towards your goal. So like if your goal was here and you're here, maybe you plan to go straight, but now you're going this way. So it might be a slightly different path, or maybe you just change course altogether, so like you're not even trying to get here anymore. But yeah, I feel like you guys are going to have to take a diagonal, which is a slightly different, slightly off course path, in order to be prepared for, well, rather in order to be prepared for what's coming. So you also have the message in a bottle. So being, like I was saying with the Archangel card, like being open, this could also be, and I actually thought about this but I didn't say it when I was just thinking about the Archangel card, but another thing that you need to be open to is messages from the universe, or just messages. You can think of it as messages from your higher self, messages from spirit, messages from God or archangels, however it resonates with you. But a lot of you that chose this pile, you're not really open to those kinds of messages, or at least not as open as maybe you would like. I feel like there could be some more messages trying to get through to you, but you're not fully acknowledging them. Again, that could be why you were stagnant before. This is probably not the first time some sort of message has come through to you about this topic. But you also have the beauty charm, which is always very hard to kind of show in all its glory. That is a bit better. So the beauty charm is about inner beauty as well as outer beauty. It's a charm that represents inner beauty reflecting outward, and it could also be unconventional beauty as well. But it's still beauty. Like, even though it could be unconventional, it is undeniably beauty. So you also have the blue cars. So cars, of course, represent travel, and the color blue represents peace, flowing energy, the water element, the throat chakra. It could also represent healing as well. And for some people, they associate blue with like official things. Like, for example, a lot of signs for businesses, or like their logo has like a deep blue, or sometimes even like this kind of blue. So not quite royal blue, but maybe 2 shades darker. So yeah, take that as it resonates. But yeah, thank you so much for letting me read for you, Pile 1. If that resonated, please give me a thumbs up and comment down below. Let me know how I did. If you would like more readings from me, I am on Instagram, TikTok, Tumblr, and Reddit, and I also offer personal readings. All that information is going to be in the description box below, and I will see you guys soon in another reading. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. If you chose the Everyday Tarot as well as this hematite earring, then this is your reading. So what do you need to be prepared for? You got 9 of Cups, King of Swords, Two of Cups, Okay, now are these upright or reverse? I feel like the second one is more reversed. Page of Pentacles. So you got the last three were the Six of Swords, Temperance in reverse, and the Page of Pentacles. Let's get a few more. You had the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. We have the High Priestess, and the Hanged Man wanted to come out, so we'll keep it. And the back of the deck energy is the Hierophant. Especially since it came out upright. I mean, not upright, but face up. I was like, yeah, let's keep that. Alright, so... okay, you guys need to be prepared for like a pretty important change. I'm getting, like, I feel like this is the kind of change that maybe it's like it seems simple on paper or easy on paper, but it's not in actuality. With the Six of Swords and the Temperance in reverse, I get the sense that although you may be transitioning, or, and this could be mental, it could be physical as well, but like just because there's like a transition going on here, that it may not be fully balanced. So I'm thinking about like someone who's like moving, for example, but they can't move all of their furniture in the same day that they are going to be in their new home. It's like that kind of thing where there's a move, but it's almost like it's not fully complete, or like not what you want it to be. And this could be like a physical move, it could be like just something in the mental realm. But with the Nine of Cups and the King of Swords, and even like with the Two of Cups, like I feel like so for those of you who are in a romantic situation, you could be moving forward with something that you wanted, like something that was very important to you. But for some of you, it may not, the place that you are transitioning to may not necessarily be with that second person. Not that there's like a breakup or anything, but I feel like there's like some sort of like a separation there. So like maybe they're like unable to help you with something, but I feel like there's some sort of like it's so weird to try to phrase it. It's like there's, I feel like this is mostly a you energy, like something's going on with you. So with the Hierophant, you could be switching perspectives, especially right next to the High Priestess. I get the sense that you guys, there's definitely a change of thought here. There's a lot of like thought and like intuition and like upper realm type of cards, because you have the King of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the High Priestess. And even with the Hierophant, which could be about learning and like sticking to like being kind of by the books and like kind of teaching and learning, like that kind of energy. So you guys could be in a transition where like you're putting what you learned into practice. Yeah, like with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, normally when it's upright, it's like someone who is hardworking and like kind of towards the end of their goal. It's someone who is very very nose to the grindstone, just like trying to grind and like get their work done. But in reverse, you may have been in that energy for a while and you're not really, like, you may have had the chance to make a move or to do something before, and coming up, you're going, like soon, you're going to be able to actually do something with that energy. So it's going to be like you'll be able to transition from the 8 of Pentacles to the 9 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Cups was the first card to come out. So that's why I was saying, like, it feels like more of a you type energy, where even though you might have help or you might have support in the background, this is more so something that you have to go through. Something that maybe you have to initiate it, or maybe you're the one that has to follow it through. But it's very much the kind of energy where the start, well, so for some of you it is going to be the start, but the general essence of this has you at the center. With the Page of Pentacles, it makes me think that for a lot of you, this is going to be the start of something. So like you were thinking about something here, and now you're putting it into practice in the future, in the near future. But it's not going to be as smoothly, especially with the Temperance in reverse. Like maybe you've been impatient, or maybe like there's been some sort of imbalance or something like that, where like it's not going to go as smoothly as you would like, or that you think it's going to go. So let's see for your oracle cards. So I'm going to start off with these cards, and then I'm going to save this for last, because this is going to tell us how you need to be prepared. And in the last pile, this Archangel card actually did that as well, so it'll be interesting to see if that's going to be the same way through all the piles. So you have purification. You have that sunflower there. So for a lot of you guys that picked pile 2, there's definitely an energy of starting over, like starting over fresh. Like I keep feeling that this is a very you-centered energy. Even though you may have support, you could find unity or community with other people when it comes to this transition. But there's something in you that has to shift. Yeah. So we also have air. Prick up your ears. Surprising or important news, it's on its way to you. Okay. So you could be, maybe there's something that sparks this. You could be almost inspired to make this transition. Or like something just kind of, even though this is air, I'm kind of getting like fire energy as well, where like, especially with all this like yellow and orange in both these cards, you could be getting inspired by something that's coming in. Or this could, especially with the High Priestess here, this could be messages from the universe, where maybe you were getting intuitive hits before, but maybe you weren't putting much stock into it, or thinking it was just coincidence, or just like kind of downplaying it in some way. And I feel like you guys are going to need to be prepared to actually listen to what you were being told. Like listen to the signs and the synchronicities that, you were receiving. And this, for some of you, that's going to be very different from what you would normally do, because I feel like some of you are very logic based, and you'll have to change your perspective where it all makes sense, where you can incorporate all the information that you're getting, either logical, via intuition, signs from the universe, where you can incorporate that all together. And I feel like that's going to help you I feel like that's going to come first, or very close to the transition itself. You have Archangel Preminilek. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Be conscientious. Co-cooperate with others for the highest good. Okay, so yeah, some of you are. So yeah, for some of you, you do have a community, or you do have like others who can help you. I feel like this is also referencing the messages you could have been getting from the universe as well. And Preminilek kind of sounds like premonition, so that's what makes me think of it. I gotta read the book. Okay, hang on. Okay. Archangel Priminelik is the angel of the insects. He is yellow-green color, and his etheric retreat is above the mountains in the north of Myanmar. Without the ceaseless industry of the countless insects laboring behind the scenes, we would have no world. The ground vibrates with their energy, and Archangel Priminelik coordinates the work they do in service to the planet, clearing the old, pollinating the plants, aerating the soil, helping decomposition, and performing the million other vital tasks. Okay, I'm going to let you guys read the rest of that if you would like. But essentially what I'm getting is that you have help if you want it. So for some of you, that's going to be signs from the universe. For some of you, that's going to be people around you. But there is help beneath you. Like, there are like people and forces lifting you up. So for the how you need to be prepared, or how to get prepared, you have sound healing, card number 47. So with this card, it's funny because we're talking so much about like messages, and right here is like prick up your ears. It's like there's a way that you guys could be like clairaudient, where like you get messages like in the form of words, like you will actually hear something being said, like something that you need to know being said, even like just through your mind. Or you could get messages like through other people. So for example, if you're like walking down the road and you hear someone say something that obviously has nothing to do with you, because you know, like they're a stranger, but it still like resonates with you in a way, and that could be a way that you get messages as well. But with this sound healing card, you guys may benefit from doing like affirmations, or just like hearing things that create a positive vibration within you. So I was gonna say like the frequency, like either the frequencies or the binaural beats, but also just listening to music that you like, music that inspires you, and music that like kind of puts you in a good mood. So you may have a lot of favorite songs that just coincidentally are not very uplifting, and they may, you know, like the songs may be about something really sad. Now is not the time for that. That is actually going to be going against what you need to be prepared for. I feel like that's like one of the small ways in which you can be held back. So make sure that when you listen, whenever you're listening to something, that it is something that helps you and uplifts you. You guys could be, I feel like you guys are like you guys could be more like of the Christian faith. I feel like some of you either come from that or you are in it now, because I feel like you guys have like that background. Like there's something about your energy where it's like that's your, like that's who you call on. Or that's who you've been thinking of calling on if you've been more of the logical mind and you haven't really done it yet. With this Two of Cups here, I really want to reiterate that there is help if you want it. Like the Two of Cups is, it's also about love, but it's also about like unity and like community and like coming together. So if there is someone who can help you, I don't know if like you would feel comfortable reaching out to them, but the help is there. It may not be that specific person, but the help is there if you need it. And that is a really important message with this pile. Let's see. Okay, let's get into your charms. So that was your rune, and this is your letter. Well, letters. We're gonna get more than one here. Okay, and your numbers. and your charms. So if you're new here, hi, welcome. I don't actually look in here as I shuffle around. I just keep shuffling until I feel like I've gotten all the messages there is for you guys. So let's start. Okay, so for your rune, you guys have Udus. So this is a rune that represents the ox. It's about strength, kind of like that untapped potential. It also represents like freedom and courage and tenacity as well, and also wisdom. So for your letters, you have Z, I, F, L, and X. And for your numbers, you have the number 1 and the number 10. That kind of makes me think of the purification as well, because it's about new beginnings. And also the Page of Pentacles, like of all the pages, that's to me the most I was gonna say the most solid one, but the one that most represents changes in the real world, and not just like a change of thought, change of emotions, change of energy. It's like real physical change in the 3D world. So you have Sagittarius energy here, and you also have Mercury. So Sagittarius energy is really lucky energy. I believe they're ruled by Jupiter. I could be wrong. I always get that mixed up because I think that's actually right. Okay, so they also represent like being open-minded and versatile, as well as just being like generally like optimistic or enthusiastic. Now for Mercury represents like wisdom. It's a lot of that King of Swords energy. Represents communication as well. So I don't know if I said this before, but if there's someone you want to reach out to, you may want to reach out to them to like help you with what's coming up, for like what you need to be prepared for. But yeah, Mercury is a very communicative kind of planet. Like it represents intelligence, wisdom, and communication. So we also have for you the pink car. So the car represents movement, and the color pink to me is more of like a childlike color. It also represents magic to a certain extent, because for some reason, like I associate sometimes, especially like depending on the context, like pink is like that younger childlike magic energy, and then like purple is like the adult magic energy. I don't know why, I don't know where that association came from, but that's that's what I associate it with. So you guys, again with that Page of Pentacles, I keep being called to like look at that Page of Pentacles. So I don't know if you guys are quite young, or if you're doing something that is, doing something for the first time, or just, doing something in a way where you're a novice. So you're not an expert at this. And it could be something that you're not fully comfortable with, which could be why you're having to kind of balance the logic and the esoteric, or the I guess you could say the logic and the intuition. So yeah, you guys need to be prepared to make sure that Temperance is upright, because right now you're not fully in that energy, and you need to be prepared to actually have those things balanced, because important news is on its way to you. I mean, technically this reading counts as a message. So yeah, just make sure that don't take anything that does not resonate, but also don't like push something away that perfectly well hit you in a certain way. Like don't try to logic your way out of it. So you have 3 chess pieces. You have the knight, the pawn, and the king. That is an interesting combination. So with the knight, you guys may have to go, like, the way you accomplish this goal may be in a weird way, meaning not straight, not even diagonal, not even simply step by step, but like literally at angles, because the knight moves in an L shape every time it moves, and it can only move in an L shape. So I feel like you guys, yeah, this is gonna be weird for you if oh, that's why you got the, okay, I got it now. So you guys got the pawn and the king, and both the pawn and the king can only move one space at a time. So that's why these are here, because the way that you're going to move is not, it has to be like one step at a time. Otherwise you really won't be able to juggle all of that information, all that energy. You have like a lot of knowledge, symbols and messages in this reading. You have the King of Swords, High Priestess, the Hangman, Prick Up Your Ears, Mercury, even this card, which to me, like, it's just another message that you have help behind you, but you have to listen out for it. You have to be open to it. But yeah, I feel like with especially like this combination of chess pieces, it's just saying that you're going to have to take your time. Don't rush. If this is completely new to you, if you're really in that novice energy, well, when it comes to this at least, then don't, like, obviously don't think that you're just gonna like get it in a second. Like, that's not how any of this works. Like, you have to work at it just like everyone and everything, and it's okay that you don't get it immediately, because as intelligent as you are, there are still things that you don't know, and there are still parts of your inner world that have not been fully delved into yet, which is why these messages that you're going to be receiving is going to be so important. Because if you're not used to delving into your inner world, then obviously you're not used to balancing the both of them. So yeah, that was a really interesting reading. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Hit the like button if it resonated, comment down below, let me know how I did, and hit subscribe if you are not subscribed already. Also, I am on Tumblr, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit if you would like more readings from me over on those platforms. And I also do personal readings now. All that information is going to be down below in the description box, and I will see you guys soon in another reading. Bye. Hi Pile 3, if you chose the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot as well as this leaf earring, then this is your reading. So what do you need to be prepared for? You have the Page of Wands, which in this deck is the Page of Candles. So that was the 10 of Candles, 10 of Wands, as well as the Ace of Cups in reverse. You have the Queen of Pentacles. So the cups are potions in this deck, and the pentacles is presence. Let's see. Let's try to get a few more. Okay, you have the Magician and the Hierophant. You have the Emperor in reverse. What was that? That was the Six of Wands. Let me move this down here. And for the back of the deck energy, you have the Hermits. And I'm also going to take this because it came out as well. Judgments. Okay. So one of the first energies I got was with the 10 of Wands in reverse, as well as the Emperor in reverse. So you could be, what you need to be prepared for could be like a change in like authority. So like you're not taking on as much responsibilities as you once were, or you won't be taking on as much responsibilities as you once were. Um, So especially with this Ace of Cups here, you could be like, it could be like an energetic type of thing where it's like you don't have, like your cup is empty type of thing, and that's why you're like taking on less. So with the Page of, I want to just say Page of Candles, but yeah, Page of Wands. So this could be something that is more or less new to you, where like you're trying this out, trying like a new path, whereas maybe before you were giving your energy to a lot of people, especially with that Page of Pentacles, because I'm sorry, the Queen of Pentacles, because the Queen of Pentacles sometimes depicts someone who is very, very motherly, very much. And even in like this picture, she's like baking cookies, like she looks like the person she's looking at is like a child, and she's just like, cupcakes are ready, or like, what is that, cake is ready. So like you could have been like in that kind of position where you were taking care of others, or just taking on a very, very stressful role. It could have been very taxing, could have been very demanding. So you need to be prepared for that shift, and also that kind of new way of thinking. If this is completely new to you, I feel like for a lot of you that chose this pile, it could have been the kind of thing that, of course, you thought about it, but not seriously. Whereas in the future, you may be thinking of it in a more serious light. So just be on the lookout for that. Um, Definitely with the Hierophant and Judgment here, it feels like you guys are taking, or you will be taking, this opportunity to really learn, and it's almost like to not learn not to judge yourself too harshly, and also to learn not to be your worst critic. For some of you, that's going to be like just kind of thinking logically about it, and for some of you, that's going to be like it has less to do with logic and more to do with how you feel. But I guess you could say that's kind of the same thing, because if you feel bad about this situation, then I guess logic would dictate that you change that because of this feeling. So you can think of it both ways, but with these two cards, I get the sense that there's a lot of learning involved here, or you have to be prepared for a lot of learning, and also the kind of psychological toll or energy shift that occurs when you change that mindset, like when you really allow yourself that room and that space for yourself. So with the Magician here, I feel like you guys, and there's two people in this Magician card. Normally there's just one person, and again, it looks like mother and daughter. So you could be a mother, or you could just be someone who's in charge of other people. But with this Magician card, I get the sense that you are finding ways, or you need to be prepared for, like, pretty much to allow yourself like that space to find and follow through with new ways to actually think about how to think about your position, essentially. So if your position is helping people and you don't really take time out for yourself, you need to be prepared to make any kind of changes that need to be made. So if you really have an empty cup and you really don't have a whole lot to give people, that change would be to step back for a while, so that you can kind of nourish yourself. There's a nurturing energy here, but there's also this energy of, like, the way you come to this conclusion, or the way you carry out this act, is very methodical. Is that the word? Where like it's not just based on emotions. It's not just based on how you feel. For some of you, it's very much rooted in logic. Like, you know what? I do a lot. I'm going to take a break. Like, just because I feel like for some of you it's going to be just like, because fuck it, I want to. Like, why wouldn't I take a break? Why wouldn't I take a break? For some of you. For some of you, it's just going to be like this, like, it has less to do with emotions and more to do with, like, just what you want to do. I guess if that's technically considered emotions, but I don't know. I feel like this transition is going to be very impactful to you, but maybe not exactly when it's happening. So it could be the kind of thing where it's impactful when you do it, and then a month from now, when you do the same thing, when you decide you need a break, you'll be able to do it in a month from now because you did it here. You see what I mean? So like here, like the first time may not be that huge of a deal, but it's gonna have lasting impact. Let's see. So with the Hermit, yeah, I get the sense that it's the way it's a very kind of mother taking a break type energy, because I feel like with this Hermit card, it's been the kind of thing that has been in the back of your mind, and maybe you just have not really taken it seriously. Maybe you are your own worst critic, but it's the kind of thing that feels like it's a long time coming. Like the Hermit is on a long journey. Like normally Hermit cards depict someone looking like they're in the middle of nowhere with a torch, and they have like their hood up, and it could be storming, and they just look like they just have a long ass road ahead of them, and they've already been traveling for quite a while. So I feel like this has been a long time coming for some of you, and you just need to be prepared for that room that you make to actually fully enjoy it. It's kind of like being prepared for going on a vacation. So if you're the type of person that's always busy all the time, it may be difficult for you to, like, the day or 2 days or 3 days before your vacation to plan like effectively, to start packing a few days before if you can, to actually make a list of like what, like a checklist of what you need on that vacation. Some of you it may be difficult to be that organized, but you need to allow yourself the space to be that organized, the space to be like, okay, I'm going out of town, or I am doing this on Friday. That means by Wednesday, X, Y, and Z needs to be done. So Wednesday, I don't care what all else I have going on, I'm going to get this shit done. And I feel like I'm cursing more in this group than the other groups, because this like realization, this change for you guys, it has like that energy where it's just like, fuck it, like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, like, shit, like oh, sorry, but yeah, you guys also have the Six of Wands here, and although I feel like the Six of Wands has kind of been like scattered throughout when I was interpreting the other cards. Essentially, with this Six of Wands here, it means that you guys are going to be victorious in this. It means that it's not just good for now, but it's good for the future. This has lasting results, and it's going to be something that pretty much is a positive impact on you. Even if you may have perceived it as wrong or just not good in the past, that you're going to have this shift where I don't want to say it again, but it's pretty much you're just going to be like, fudge it. You're going to allow yourself that space. So let's see what your oracle cards have to add. You guys actually have 3 sacred self-care, and I'm starting to see why cards. We're going to save this to the end because these are going to tell us how you need to be prepared. So it's going to be a little bit more specific. So you guys have pleasure. So again, this is a very self-centered energy where it's just like the pure pleasure of just being you, being alive, just being present with yourself, allowing yourself that space. Again, is very important. That keeps coming up, to allow yourself the space to do whatever you need to do, to, especially with this card, to have fun, to feel the fun and to feel the pleasure in whatever it is that you need to do. So if you, going back to that vacation example, if you've already gone on several vacations and you know that you're the kind of person to not plan beforehand, and then next thing you know, you're at the beach shit out of luck because you forgot something important. This is saying, well, if you actually take the time beforehand, you will have more pleasure when this event or when whatever is coming up actually comes out. Like, you won't have anything missing. You will have a perfect vacation, and therefore it will be more pleasurable. So you guys also have the Phoenix will rise. This is Scorpio in reverse. But it says the Phoenix will rise. If you've been ill recently, your guides bring you a message of regeneration and healing. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. So this healing can be in terms of your mindset, like I was saying before. For some of you, if you have been physically ill or just like lacking energy, you're going to have more energy to advocate for yourself in this way. And you need to be prepared. Like I said, you need to allow that space for it to happen, because if you're still stuck in this rigid, kind of judgmental, your own worst critic energy, then it is not going to come to fruition. You did start off with the Page of Wands here, and the Page of Wands is a very youthful energy. It's a starter energy about inspiration and energy. So you have Archangel Prelimiac. I am just like butchering all these archangel names today, like okay. Let nature soothe you, serve the nature kingdom. So my example of the vacation was the beach, but you could be going camping. You could be, this is a message to, this goes into the how. So in pile 1, this happened as well, where the angel cards kind of went alongside the sacred self-care cards. But essentially this is saying to let nature soothe you, and actually, like, because nature is a free resource. Like, you can just like walk outside and sunbathe, like just stand outside. For a lot of people, I feel like for a lot of the ones that chose this pile as well, you like the rain, so you might actually like standing in the rain, even though that looks weird. Who cares? It ain't no one else's business. Just go. If you like standing in the rain and it is safe to do so, keep your phone in a baggie or something, or like leave your phone inside. Do it. Like, let nature actually do its job and soothe you and wash away like everything. This is more of that rain example, but to wash away anything that does not belong, all your doubts and everything like that. I feel like you guys don't really get the chance to do that, so this is just a message to do it, especially if it's been on your mind to do it. Do it. So you have Archangel Hope. Finally, something I can pronounce. Look for a cosmic gift. Remember, you deserve it. Oh my gosh. I was saying this whole reading, like, this is so what you need to be prepared for is essentially a gift. This is something that has been a long time coming, and you deserve it. Point blank, period. You could be a mother, and like you don't really get a break. You could just be in some kind of position of authority. You do have the Emperor in reverse here, so you could be someone who just has a lot of responsibility. And either way you look at it, you deserve a break. You deserve this gift coming into you. But you got to be prepared for it. You got to allow space for it to come in. You have Build Strength, card number 6. So with this card, I'm more so getting that the strength in this case isn't necessarily physical, but it is definitely a part of like your resilience. Like, for example, like I was saying before, like I'm like cursing way more in this reading than the other two. And I feel like that's because a part of your strength is just allowing yourself to be more free, like to actually say fuck it, if that is something that you've been wanting to say, or if that is the energy that you have been in. It's building strength when it comes to spiritual and mental stamina, being able to it's also being about like transmuting as well. So like being able to take all of what has happened in the past, like all of your hard work, and be able to like kind of transform it into something that you can use to say to yourself, you know what, I have earned this. I have earned this, and I am going to act like I have earned this. And especially because like the card says build strength, but she looks like she's boxing. So that's another way to like, it's kind of like a way to kill two birds with one stone. So you're building strength if you're boxing, but you're also learning how to put your strength into action. You're learning how to use your strength in a way that can benefit you later on. So that is a part of what you guys need to be prepared for. It's like that it's like that transformation. So you guys also have write a gratitude list. So for a lot of you who chose this pile, that's going to be something, it's almost like a minor message of like, hey, don't lose sight of what's important to you. So even though you may want a break, or you feel like it's time for what you want to come in, that doesn't change the fact that you have a lot to be grateful for. And I know that can be like when you want something to come in, it can be kind of easy to forget to be grateful, but that is an important part of it. And I really do think that that's a big part of making space for what's to come in, because it helps you not focus on the things coming in, like the things that you're trying to manifest and like the goals that you're trying to reach. It helps you take your mind off that and just be grateful and in love with life. So for your last card, you have Clean Your Space, card number 9. And Write a Gratitude List was card number 55. So with this Clean Your Space card, again, this could be mental, kind of clearing out the things that hold you back, but physically as well. Clearing your space actually helps you to be more organized and actually helps your mind to move more freely. There's probably someone who knows more psychological terms that can explain this better to me, but essentially what it does is like your mind associates it with almost like a freedom to move and a freedom to change, and it just like decluttering your space declutters your energy, it declutters your mind. So it works on several different levels. So it's always good to keep your space generally clear, as clear as you can, because obviously like I know there are some people who like whenever someone comes over to their house, they have to have it look sparkly clean as if no one lives there. You don't need to have your space constantly looking like no one lives or works there, but just make sure that it is generally organized, so that you're not like, it's not a mess. And by a mess, depending on like how your space is now, or like what you're okay with, you may have to go with someone else's definition of a mess, because I do realize that some people, like, they can have a messy office and they don't really see it as a mess, but like from the outside looking in, you're like, yeah, this is kind of a mess. Like, so it would help, no matter where you are like on this spectrum, just make sure that you are keeping your space clear and clean. Let's get you guys some charms. We're gonna start off with the runes. And some letters. And some numbers. And some charms. So if you're new here, hi, welcome. So I don't actually look in here as I get you guys some charms. I just shuffle around until I take however many handfuls it takes to get all the messages out. So here I go. Okay, so for your rune, this rune can be kind of hard to see, but it is Fehu. Fehu represents the goddess Freya, and it represents beauty, abundance, wisdom, wealth, fertility or creation, as well as luck and energy. For your letters, you have Q, F, M, X, and W or M. So it could be two M's. For your numbers, you have the number 4 and the number 10. So for your other charms, you have Cancer, which kind of goes in line with what I was saying with that mother energy, because Cancers are like the mothers of the zodiac, whereas Capricorns typically represent the fathers. But yeah, Cancers are they're very nurturing and motherly. They kind of have this energy about them that is very supportive and healing. But the flip side to that is that they can give too much. They can be kind of unable to let go. And that can be for like a myriad of different things. It could be relationships. It can also just be like a way of feeling. But yeah, that was kind of like that kind of mother energy is what we were getting throughout the reading. So you also have this, I always do this, bishop, chess piece. So this is a piece that moves diagonally across the board. It does not go straight back and forth or left to right. It has to go diagonally. So for you guys, this could be like the way that you have to maneuver around this could be in a way that is diagonal to what you were doing before. So like a slight change of plans, where you are still headed in the direction you were going before. I definitely feel like this tweak is needed for you guys, and I don't think like in the grand scheme of things it'll have many negative like after effects. Like it's just not, I feel like it's so important to you, but it's so slight in the grand scheme of things. Like for others, I suppose you can say that it's not like I don't see like any negatives with this. But you guys also have this fortune cookie message that says a focused mind is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. And you guys also have the silver bell. So the bells represent belief, and you guys got the silver one, which represents feminine energy, lunar energy, receptivity. It's also like it represents fortune, but different in a way that gold does. So gold is a more kind of active, in the spotlight type of energy when it comes to luck, whereas when it comes to luck with the color silver, it's more so like a subtle luck. Like you were lucky that someone noticed you like just that second, it's like that kind of thing, instead of someone saying like pointing to you in a crowd. That's more kind of on the nose, I guess, for like the gold one. But yeah, that is all I have for you, Pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I really love this reading. Hit the like if you liked it. Comment down below and hit subscribe if you are not subscribed already. I am also on Tumblr, Reddit, TikTok, and Instagram if you would like to follow me on those platforms for more readings. I also offer personal readings as well if you're interested in that, and that information is going to be down below in the description box. So I will see you guys soon in another reading. Bye. Hey Pile 4, if you chose the Hoodoo Tarot as well as this protection bracelet with the tiger's eye, black tourmaline, and hematite, then this is your reading. What do you need to be prepared for? You have the Father of Coins, which is the King of Pentacles. You also have the Five of Knives, which is the Five of Swords, the Nine of Coins, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You have the Eight of Swords, the Mother of Knives, which is the Queen of Swords in reverse. You have the Daughter of Coins, which is the Knight of Pentacles and Strength. And let's get one more in the back of the deck energy. Okay, two more. Three more. Any more? Okay. So we have... First, let me get the back of the deck energy. So you have Big Mama, which is the Sun, as the back of the deck energy. And the other cards that came out was the Mother of Coins, which is the Queen of Pentacles, the Father of Baskets, the King of Cups, the Son of Sticks, which is the Page of Wands, and you also have the Father. Wow, you guys have a lot of court cards. Father of Knives, which is the King of Swords. Okay, so pile 4. I think you guys got the most cards out of everyone, and we haven't even gotten to your oracle cards yet, which I also think you got the most cards out of everyone. But yeah, what do you need to be prepared for? It looks like okay, you have 2 major arcana. So I'm going to read the book with the major arcanas, because the way this deck is made is that each major arcana is associated with someone in history. So I'm going to read those. But you're going to need to be prepared to take on a higher energy, a higher calling. You're going to need to be prepared to get out of any stuck energy you have been in. You're going to need to be prepared to conquer something. So, okay. I'm going to start off with this page, actually. So the Page of Wands here. So you see this boy, he has 6 fingers on his left hand. So what people say about people that have like an extra finger is that they're like special, like almost like magical in a way. I might read the book on that one too, but essentially like that's like pretty much a good sign. And it's considered a good, even though like obviously it's weird, it's like, it's not like, it's kind of weird to say that, because I don't think I've seen someone with 6 fingers before that I've noticed, but it is considered to be kind of a good thing. So it's weird, it's different, but it's good. So that's a part of what you guys need to be prepared for. With this 5 of Swords and the 8 of Swords, as well as the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like there's something that should no longer be considered like just about you. There's something that should be considered more of a communal effort, because you do have a lot of court cards. So you have 1 page, 1 knight, 2 mother, 2 queens, 1, 2, 3 kings. Lot of court cards. So a lot of like upper kind of higher energy. So like the energy of people who are responsible, the energy of people who can make change. Even pages can make changes, because they are the like first step. They are the novices. They are the people that get the train rolling. And they can also serve as inspiration for others. So like if like you were to ask a question like, who are you, and it was like a 1 card reading and the Page of Wands came out, that could mean that you are the person to like spark something in others, or you are like the spark of like a revolution or something. So each one of the court cards, like, it signifies movement or responsibility in some way. So that is what you guys need to be prepared for, because with okay, I'm going to start out with these two, actually, with the King of Swords as well as the King of Cups. There is a lot of drive and like, I'm gonna use the word energy, because emotions and thoughts serve as energy. So I feel like there's a lot of energy behind you as far as your emotions and as well as your thoughts, but you may not have been able to fully integrate that into the real world, or like maybe you've had a lot of thoughts, or maybe you've just like, maybe like you just have not been as active as you want to be, or that you will be in the future. But it's a part of what you need to be prepared for, because if you are the kind of person that has a lot going on, like you have a lot of great ideas, but you just never do anything about them, then they kind of go to waste. It's like imagine living in a world where your favorite movie, or like, just, it could be something that you take for granted as well, like there's this kind of funny line in Breaking Bad where he's just like, this person's product is like, I don't know, some other generic soda, and I'm generic Coke, and he's just like, do you really want to live in a world without Coke? It's like, you're the Coke, like you're the Coke. You need to share, you need to like let people see this about you and like share this aspect about you. There's a very strong energy of community here. And I also feel like okay, so there is a lot of masculine and feminine energies here. So I feel like there needs to be a balance of both. Like, you need to, I wouldn't even necessarily say balance, it's just you need to use both of those energies. So it's not so much that you have to make sure that you're using them both equally, you just have to make sure that you're using both of them. Because when we have a goal, sometimes we're just in like the masculine energy, like, oh, I got to do this, I got to get prepared in this way, I have to gather the materials, I have to be this place at a certain time. It's more so very masculine energy. And then some people are like the opposite way, where it's like, if they have something coming up, they may like plan a whole lot, or they may make sure that they are good on the inside. They may more so be focused on good sleep, you know, that they're good emotionally, that they take the time to meditate, that they take the time to eat good and nurturing foods. So it's less of a message to have a balance and more of a message to just concentrate on doing both of those things, because both of those aspects are going to be really important for what's coming up for you. So what's coming up for you is, and what you need to be prepared for is bringing out your inner amazing, awesome self. And I feel like some of you, you're like, you know that you're amazing, but it's almost like you don't let that affect other areas of your life. I guess it's kind of like if you were like, imagine Shaquille O'Neal or someone just like never played basketball, but instead they did something else that, you know, someone said that they should be doing. And it's like, well, if playing basketball is, one, something that you really want to do, and two, something that you really think would help your community, or, well, not your community per se, it could just be like your family, but for a lot of you, I feel like it's whoever you consider your community, which could be friends, it could be just people around you. Yeah, you should be doing that if that's what's going to get you the most in life. So if it like checks the most boxes, like you like it, you're good at it, it gets the results that you want, you should be doing that. It doesn't matter what other people say that you should be doing. So with the Mother of Knives, which is the Queen of Swords in reverse, I do get the sense that you may have been talking yourself down. Again, just like kind of making yourself not seem like you're fucking amazing. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what this is, but you're like, I don't know why you would do that. Like, real talk, like, this energy I'm feeling here, I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? You think you're not amazing? Like, what is this? Why would you think that? Like, it's like I'm almost getting upset. Like, this, like, why the fuck would you think that, for real? Okay, let me get back to the reading. So you could have had like thoughts that kind of undermine you, or make you think that you're not all that, or just make you think that your thoughts are not, like, it's like things that are not to be taken seriously. But it's like there's a part of you that's like really needed, like really important. There's like it's like an inspirational feeling about you, especially with the sun as your back of the deck energy here. But with this Knight of Pentacles as well as the Queen of Pentacles, this is more so, and you got the King over here. So yeah, once again, a lot of court cards. But I feel like this is more so the energy of actually putting your thoughts into practice. And I feel like this is something that I feel like a lot of it is just for you, so like you can get it out. And the effect on other people, you may not see it, or you may not be aware of it, but I feel like you just need to do this for you at this point. Like, it's just, this is a very inspirational and strong energy that I'm getting. And again, I feel like it has to do with community, not just because the court cards, and because in this deck it's like son, daughter, mother, father, but also in this card you see this person, they're just like having a gathering, like, and they're like eating or like setting out food, it looks like. So like there's something, and it doesn't have to be like, because it's going to be different for, you know, the different individuals that chose Pile 4. So not everyone is going to be doing like this grand inspirational thing, but there is something in you that has not been brought out yet, and it's really frustrating, to be honest, to just be in the presence of someone like this and know that they're in the energy of not seeing themselves for who they are, not even really acknowledging that part of themselves. But I think we talked about these two and this one. Okay, so now, yeah, and that one. So we just have to talk about these two. So I'm going to talk about them for a little bit, and then I'm going to read the book. So with the Strength card, this is more that energy of like that Leo energy. And again, it's like you have Leo twice, but it's like that Leo inner strength energy. Leos are known for being very confident. They are known for it's like the confidence that they have isn't even, it's not like a what's the word, it's like their arrogance. Their confidence can easily, like, when it comes to like the spectrum of like confidence, you have like someone who believes in themselves, and then you have like arrogance. And I feel like for most Leos who like, yeah, like for most Leos, they fall into like this side of it, where, and not to say that like no Leo can be arrogant, I'm just saying like the energy that I feel in this reading is more so on this side. So yeah, you guys need to summon up your inner Leo, your inner tiger, your inner lion. And I know that like most of the time you see like a lion, and I guess this could be a female lion, I'm actually not sure. This could be a tiger, this could be a very ferocious looking cat, because yeah, I don't think if this was an actual predator animal that their faces would be around the same size. So either way you think of it, ferocious cat, Bring out your inner ferocious cat, however way you want to think of it. And of course, with the sun card is all about good, joyful energy. So, and I love that this came as the back of deck energy because it's just another kind of point or reminder that this thing that needs to come out of you is pure light. It's good. It's something that is needed. And I feel like it's something that just has more implications or more reach than you know. It's kind of like how the sun reaches like a lot of area, like, you know, like even though like you standing in like a certain spot and they like you can't see all of what the sun touches. Everything the sun touches is our kingdom. But yeah. Everything the light touches, I think that was the line, is our kingdom. Okay, let me get the book. And then we'll move on to the oracle. Okay, so for strength, may you be strengthened with all power according to his glorious might, for all endurance and patience with joy. This is Colossians 1:11. Plant chamomile. So I'm going to skip the image and read the meaning. You know what? I'm actually going to read a bit of both. So the image is a woman poses with a powerful puma. That's what it was. Puma. She trusts it and it trusts her. The puma, also known as the cougar, the mountain lion, or the panther, is the second largest cat in North America. It is a cunning hunter with practically no natural enemies except humans. It is a fitting analogy for our inner strength, which can only be brought to the brink of extinction by external forces. Oh my gosh. I guess that's why I was like obviously, like, you know what your external forces are, but like from my perspective, I just see an awesome person not realizing that they're awesome, and it kind of pissed me off a little bit. But yeah, I kind of like with this like card, it's like, yeah, there are other things that, and it's going to be different for each of you, but there are things that affect you, and I get that. Like you can't always be awesome 24/7, and that's okay. The fact of the matter is, we are all strong, or else we wouldn't be here. If you consider the hundreds of sperm that competed to make it to our mother's egg, all failing but one, then you have no choice but to admit that we all came into the world winners. God damn. Excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the meaning. When strength comes up in a reading, you are being asked to consider how you will access the inner strength needed to overcome any obstacles in your path. This is not a card of brute force, but one of subtlety, patience, and endurance. It's a reminder that you have what it takes to triumph over whatever may be troubling you if you don't push too hard or act a fool. If someone has really pissed you off, it's critical that you heed this advice, or you could make a mistake that could make things worse. It might get you or someone else hurt or locked up. Just chill and things will work out fine. Okay, so I'm gonna put a close-up on the image because I didn't read all of that, and also what it says on the second page. I stopped reading right at the if you receive strength part, so if you want to screenshot that. But yeah, so inner strength, guys, is a powerful thing. Super, super powerful. Let's go to the sun, which is Big Mama. Okay, it says, I am reminded of your sincere faith, a faith that dwelt first in your grandmother Lois and your mother Eunice, and now I am sure dwells in you as well. 2 Timothy 1:5. I don't know how to read Bible verses, so you're just gonna have to read that. And then the image goes on to say, Big Mama is holding a plate of homemade cornbread with the sun shining brightly behind her. She wears a skeleton key as a necklace to symbolize her all-encompassing wisdom. Big Mama is a term of endearment for the matriarch of one's family. It is an acknowledgement of her wisdom, strength, authority, leadership, skills, and ability to nurture multiple generations. So yeah, a lot of community coming through, and this could be not necessarily, it's like whoever you consider community. So it's going to be different for different people. Some people think of that as like their friends and family. Some people think of that as like the people the people who are physically around them. Some people think of that as the people who have similar lineage, or like from the same tribe, or however you want to phrase it. So however that resonates with you. Traditionally, all elders of both genders were to be respected for these qualities, but no one is bigger than Big Mama. As the caregiver of so many children and the transmitter of family history, lore, and spirituality, she is the family's jewel and guiding light. And I'm gonna hold this up here so that you can read that. And then it continues on to the next page, and I'm going to read. Let me get it all in one shot. The meaning. So the meaning says, when you receive Big Mama in a reading, you better believe that no matter how dark it is now, the light is coming and everything is going to be all right. Big Mama may also be speaking about being willing and able to share your glory, your light, and your power with others. Is that not what I was saying, like, from jump? Like, okay, this is not the time to lay low. This is your time to shine. Okay. I'm not going to get too much into that because we'll be here all day. We're going to move into your oracle cards. I feel like you guys have heard me cursing enough for the day. So you have forgiveness. And I feel like this is a message here to forgive. Okay, there's a slight message of like forgiving others, but not in a way where it's like forgive and forget. Just more so like not let their past actions be a part of you and hurt you anymore. But there is actually a bigger message of forgiving yourself. So if you were in a position where you felt like you could have done something or you could have done better in the past, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for not doing better at that time, for not being 100% at that time, because maybe you had a whole lot going on. Like maybe you just wasn't who you are today, or you didn't know who you were, so you couldn't do that thing. You can't apply today's logic with the past because you're not the same person you were then. So you also have happiness. So another card about like happiness and pure joy. I'm gonna put that right next to Big Mama. So you also have truth. Obviously, this is one of my favorite cards. So yeah, with these cards, well, first off, with happiness, it does have the sun right here in the background, and it's a very colorful card. It's kind of self-explanatory, but I'm going to go into it a little bit anyway, because with this card, I really get the sense that by you shining your light, by you being your best self, it really does create like this stream of happiness. And this stream of like it's almost like a sense of wealth, or like just good fortune because of you, like as a result of you. But you may have trouble believing that, and you may have trouble putting into practice. But you know your truth. Like I feel like, yeah, you guys know who you are, or if you don't, you're going to. That's a big part of your reading. It was kind of subtle. It was kind of like way in the background, or like underneath everything else. But one of the questions of this reading is, who are you? And I love this deck because this deck, like the tarot deck, it makes you you think of stuff like that, like the inner deeper stuff. It's like there's like regular tarot as like the top, and then you got like shadow work, and I feel like this deck is just one line deeper. Like it really hooks into the meat. So you have Neptune. A psychic gateway has opened. Quiet your mind and connect to your guides. Honor what you hear. So yeah, this, because of the communal message that I was getting, this could be like, well, this is your spirit guides, but it could be more specifically your ancestors. Make sure that you are tapping in and, checking in with them, making sure that you're on the right path. Excuse me. I also feel like so for some of you, this may be a bit difficult, but I feel like for the most part, you have that direct link. It's more so the difficulty in overcoming everything else. So if you have had like physical like things going on in the 3D that kind of distracts you, then it could be kind of hard to kind of zone in on that. But you definitely have that ability, and this is a message to definitely not take it for granted, and make sure that you honor the messages that you receive. You also have 12th house. Take a slow boat and dream. Peaceful, tranquil energy gently envelops you. Enjoy your solitude. So in the time of before, this is your time to really be with yourself and to really get your ducks in a row. That, I don't know where that phrase comes from, but to really get your stuff together. This is your opportunity to make sure. I wouldn't even say make sure. It's more like to just be in a ready energy, because make sure kind of implies that you have control over everything, and that can be a bit distracting if some things aren't in your control. So just make sure that you are in the energy of movement. So now is the time for you to kind of gently get that energy together. So these last two cards, this card, when I was doing the pre-shuffle, this card was going to be like the how you actually get prepared for what's coming. But lately in a lot of these readings, this card has been answering that question as well. So let's see what you get. You have Archangel Raguel. Be fair in all situations. Resolve your conflicts. So yeah, right over forgiveness. So your conflict could be, I feel like this is being fair to yourself, but this is also like I feel like this is saying to like conclude anything that has not been concluded, like to heal and conclude it. So for some of you, it will have to do with other individuals. I feel like that's a small amount of you guys. For a lot of you, possibly all of you, I'll just say a lot of you. This is also a message to resolve things that need to be resolved. So this is tricky because you may not know about some of the things that need to be resolved. This is where you're going to have to listen to your intuition, to your guides, to your ancestors, because you could have these things that kind of chip away at your happiness, or like chip away at who you are. So a good example of that is if you have a lack money mindset. I know there's a phrase out there that says that way better than I just said it, but it essentially means that you're in a mindset, or you have been in a mindset where you think that you are constantly lacking money. So if that is the case, then that needs to be resolved. You need to be able to heal that so that you can move on with a better mindset. The same thing can be said for like if you've always thought of something as, and this does happen a lot with things that are perceived as negative, but if you always thought that there was something bad about yourself and you don't, or you have not really had the time or the luxury to really dig into that, this is saying to take the time to dig into that. All the negative things that kind of chip away at your spirit, like the things that bring you down. Like think of like when you're just doing, like you're in your day-to-day life, and think about the things that can come across your mind that bring you down. Those are the things that need to be resolved, because some of and not that you have to like make things that are negative positive, you just have to resolve them. So like if you actually don't have a lot of money and you always think like, oh, I'm broke, I don't have this and that, it's not that you pretend that you're rich per se, but you definitely take your mind off of the financial troubles and just believe that things will work out financially for you, and also be grateful for the things that you already have financially. So it's about being grateful and also being optimistic. So you have abundance planning. How about that? So I know this is probably not going to pick up. Oh, it did. Okay, so you see what she's writing? Living expenses, education, self-development, keep track of your finances. What else does it say? Savings, travel. I think at the bottom it says free. I can't read that last one. Don't shop when you're hungry. So yeah, this is more about, so I guess the reason that came through is because some of you are thinking about like your finances. So the how you get in preparation is to not be in those negative mindsets, to actually plan realistically. Like if you're working a minimum wage job, don't plan to, like, I don't know, go on a private island. Like I don't know what but like make sure that you have realistic plans that you would be able to undertake if you had just X amount more money, if you made just X amount more an hour. Plan like that. So let's get you guys some charms. We're going to start off with the runes. I feel like I want to get, I don't know why, but you guys, I wanted to get 2 runes and some letters. And numbers. And charms. So if you're new here, hi, welcome. So I don't actually look in here as I shuffle around for your charms. I just shuffle until I feel like it's time to take out however many handfuls. So here I go. Okay, you guys may have actually had the most everything in this entire reading. So let's start off with your runes. So this is Kanaz. This is about, well, it represents the torch, so it's about realization, revelation, creativity, like that. That kind of fire, inspiration, energy, as well as technical ability. It could also be, I think I said inspiration already, but also knowledge as well. So you also have Gabo, and this is a rune. It's like, it represents like gifts, also like partnerships and relationships, could be exchanges as well. It is also a rune, it could be like sacrifice as well. So let's see, for your letters you have P, you have this one that went all the way over here, O, L, and Z. Almost got Polly. For your numbers you have the number 6, and oh, you got number 6 twice. By the way, for your sacred self-care card, abundance planning was card number 1. So you have this, I'm actually going to start off with the butterfly. So the butterfly represents transformation. So transformation, which for you guys, I definitely get it. Like, transformation is a big part of what you need to be prepared for. Yeah, just transformation and everything that entails. So like the the shifting of your mindset, the shifting of your energy levels, and what you, it could be like what you do on a day-to-day basis as well. But yeah, transformation energy is very, very abundant in this reading. You know what, I'll start off with this is Tiger's Eye crystal, which is interesting because you have Tiger's Eye here as well. So Tiger's Eye is all about energy protection. It's like the solar plexus energy. So really, it's like that fire energy. It's like that drive energy. And you also have the Moonstone. So the Moonstone represents more of the feminine energy, whereas the Tiger's Eye represents more of the masculine. And Moonstone is about like the healing and the honoring of your inner world, as well as being in flow. It's a very lunar energy, obviously, with the name Moonstone. So establishing and honoring the ebbs and flows. So in your case, I think that means just like allowing yourself to truly be this person without holding back, because I feel like a lot of you just feel like you should hold back or that you shouldn't do this. But it's like, no, a part of your ebbs and flow is to be this person. Like, you've already done like the ebb part, and I guess this is like the flow part. So you have the pink car. So the cars represent travel, and to me the color pink represents like to a certain extent it's like a childlike magic, because like sometimes I associate the pink color as like a young person's, like young energy or like young magic, and then purple is more like a older person. I don't know why I associate it like that, but yeah, that's what I get with this charm. You also have this black heart. So a lot of times when this black heart comes out, because there are two sides to this. This is this is the back half. Because the front half has like that little hook thing on it. So a lot of times when I get this charm, I think of someone who has like a lot of heart, but they like, maybe it's like not at the surface. It's like someone who has a lot of heart, but you wouldn't know it because they purposely hide it. It could also be someone who is perceived or can be perceived as negative in a way. Sometimes I get that as well. Like with you guys, I'm getting that you might perceive yourself as negative, or you're afraid that other people will or might. But yeah, you guys have hearts. So you also have the Rook. So the Rook is a chess piece that moves directly back and forth and also side to side. It cannot move diagonally. So for you guys, what that's saying is that you guys have a pretty straight path forward, and don't let that sound daunting, because it's not as terrible as that may sound. In fact, when you're like in this journey, it may even seem like that is not direct, but I feel like for you guys, there is even if it's like a short path that you need to do, like just in preparation or just like at first, there is a very straight path that needs to be taken first. And it's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just like more specifying that the path is straight. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have I'll do this one first. You have the gold bell. So the bells represent belief, and you guys got the gold one, which is good luck, wealth. It also represents masculine energy, solar energy. So, and you guys did get the sun here as well, and you did get more father or kings than queens. So you guys could be more masculine if you're watching this reading. But remember what I was saying before about how you need to incorporate both. So make sure that you are... Oh, and I like how you got gold and silver here. So it's like another reminder of that. Like just to reiterate, this is the gold and silver earring. and these are like little feathers, or how I think of them as feathers. But essentially you need to make sure that you capture both the masculine and the feminine aspects of yourself, and just like kind of merge them. So it's less about having them equal and more about just paying attention to both of them. So if you are a masculine watching this, make sure that you don't neglect your feminine side. Your masculine side is obviously important because you did have a lot of masculine cards, a lot of energy cards, but there are like several reminders that you have to incorporate both. And you did get the moonstone here, which is a very feminine crystal. It is a crystal that is advised for people to use or to carry or wear when they are pregnant, trying to conceive, trying to heal their emotions. Like, it's just one of those stones that is really good for healing feminine energy, and just really like that deep healing in general. So yeah, is that all your charms? Yes, it is. So wow, thank you so much for letting me read for you, Power 4. That was crazy. I was not like that. Wow, that was wow. So thank you so much for letting me read for you. Hit the like button if you liked it and if it resonated. Comment down below, let me know how I did. Hit subscribe if you are not subscribed already. And if you would like more readings from me, you can catch up with me on Tumblr, TikTok, Reddit, and Instagram. And I also do personal readings, so all that information is going to be down below in the comments. And I will see you guys soon in another reading. Bye.